Turkey's back in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Swedish journalist Joakim Medin has been sentenced for insulting President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, part of a chilling pattern of silencing dissent. Is this a one-off or a full-scale assault on free speech? Let's dive in. Medin, a reporter for Sweden's Dagens ETC, was detained at Istanbul airport on March 27, 2025, while arriving to cover massive protests sparked by the arrest of Istanbul's mayor. Instead of reporting, he was hit with 2 charges: insulting Erdogan and alleged ties to a terrorist group. He's been locked up in Silivri prison ever since. On April 30th, 2025, a Turkish court handed Medin an 11-month suspended sentence for the insult charge. The evidence, a 2023 article with a photo of an Erdogan effigy at a Stockholm protest. Medin insists he had no role in it.
I was not at this event. I was in Germany for work. I didn't know about plans for his event, and I didn't share any photo or video about it on social media. I did not insult the president. I was assigned to write the article. The photo was selected by editors. I was just doing my job.
Medin's lawyers argue he was targeted for covering Sweden's NATO bid, which Turkey stalled until 2024. The photo was chosen by editors, not Medin, yet he was convicted. This fits Erdogan's playbook. Since 2014, 77 journalists have been convicted for insulting him, with Turkey ranking among the world's top jailers of reporters. The bigger threat looms. Medin remains in jail, facing a second charge of terrorist group membership, which could mean 9 years in prison. No trial date is set, and he denies the allegation. Vague terrorism charges are a go-to tactic to silence critics in Turkey, with 10 other journalists detained for covering recent protests. Medin's case is no outlier. Erdogan's crackdown extends to opposition leaders like Istanbul Mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu, arrested on March 19, 2025, for alleged corruption and PKK ties. İmamoğlu, a top rival who beat Erdogan's party in Istanbul's elections, faced over 90 investigations before his detention, which sparked protests across 55 provinces. Over 1,400 people, including journalists, have been detained since March, signaling a broad clampdown on free expression. While NATO allies, like Germany and France, condemned İmamoğlu's arrest, they've stayed largely silent on Erdogan's attacks on press freedom, including Medin's case. Turkey's strategic role, controlling key straits and aiding NATO in Syria, keeps criticism muted, even as watchdogs warn of a dangerous precedent for global journalism. Medin's wife, 7 months pregnant, faces heartbreak as he remains behind bars. Press freedom groups like the Media and Law Studies Association demand his release, warning that Turkey's actions threaten journalists everywhere. With no trial date for the terrorism charge, Medin's detention could be a warning to others. So what's next? Will Turkey set a trial date for Medin, or keep him jailed to deter dissent? With Erdogan labeling protesters street terrorists and media facing fines and bans, this case could define Turkey's democratic future or cement its slide into authoritarianism.